Is someone just worried that there's not enough room for them anymore, instead of viewing it as people being jealous or hateful, things are going to be a lot easier. And hey soul family. So I just filmed this whole video and my computer didn't record it, and now it's being slow. Okay, now it looks like it's back to it. So anyways, the video that I just recorded that I'm now re-recording because I'm like, damn it, this message needs to get out there. I have noticed for myself, let me know if this is resonating with any of you guys and what you're dealing with, but I feel like it probably is, hence why I want to do this video, especially the holidays coming up, with all the family about to be everywhere. I've noticed that I have had people in my life that I have always put on a pedestal because they have assumed roles in my life that were, in my mind, irreplaceable. Now, as of lately, I have come into an independence that I have never known. And with this independence, the roles that other people had been given in my life, I have assumed all roles. Every single role I have assumed. And I have never been able to say that before. And so the people in my life that have always had certain roles, they are now seeing the change, and I'm experiencing a change in their behavior towards me. And it is not super savory. It's not behavior that I would have expected from these human beings, you know? And when I was not away, I would be like, oh, well, I'm not good enough for them, because that's how I was programmed. Now I look at this behavior and I'm dealing with it with people that are that I have considered to be very, very close to me, like family. And then I'm experiencing this with family. So it's on both ends of the spectrum. I'm also back in my hometown that I grew up in. So there's that, which this town is awesome. This is an incredible, incredible town. I'm really thankful to be here. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a transition, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to help with that transition. My light is a very bright light, and you know, I couldn't really handle California. I can do this. I can do Oregon. Oregon's cool. There are other people in Oregon that are working towards the same thing. Collectively, where I was at in California, collectively that wasn't what everyone was working towards in that area. So it was definitely a different situation. What I was trying to say, what I'm saying. Anyways, what I was saying is that the roles that they have always had, have suddenly changed. And now, you know, I'm assuming they don't really know where they stand in my life. You know, if you have someone that's always been in your life and you've always had this certain role, or you've always assumed a certain role in someone's life and then suddenly that's no longer there. Well, I mean, as human beings, we're conditioned, okay, well, your spot's gone, you're gone, you know? And so I think that part of the growth in this is on my end, on Lightworker's end, and Starseed, you know, our end is to, our requirement is to help them see that just because we have assumed all of the roles for ourselves does not mean that we suddenly don't have room for them. That just means that we're coming from a very serious, authentic place. Think about it. If you have somebody that comes in and they've got all their bases covered. Girl, I got money in the bank, I got food on the table, I have coffee, I got tea, I got creamer and sugar if you need your tea. Like this, I'm just totally listing off things that in my mind I would worry about. Okay, well, I've got a roof over my head, I have tea and coffee in the morning. Like, I'm cool, I'm good. I have quite a bit more than that, but those aren't the things that matter to me, and that's part of why I am where I am now. So part of this new role that we're taking on as being our whole self on our own are also, you know, our side role is to help those people that used to assume all these roles in our lives to realize that now they just need to be present, okay? And that's pretty much the big picture of it all, is what we're all learning, right? is to be present, to be aware of right here, right now. That's all we really have, right? Yesterday is just a thought. Tomorrow's just a thought. What can I prove? What can I solidify is fact. I slapped my legs right now. That just happened. I'm talking right now on camera. It's happening. Present is fact. So helping them realize that they just need to be present with us when we don't have A through Z that we need from Johnny, Nancy, and Sue. Johnny, Nancy, and Sue can just be buddies. They could just hang out and drink tea and stuff and like, I don't know, watch Doctor Who. But really, it's a hard step for not just us assuming these roles and going, holy shit, and looking around and being like, this is my reality. I created this. I don't need 5 other people in my life to help me get through my day or, you know, do the chores or, you know, go outside or whatever it is. I am a solid human on my own. And coming into this complete solid being, I'm viewing others around me that I have always as solid. Now, granted, we need to remember that when you're in a different mindset, you're going to view the people that you're putting on the pedestal differently, right? So as we awaken, our views and our perspectives of those that we have always put on pedestals will change. My best example for this would be, there's someone in my life, I'm not going to say who. If you know it's you, don't think that I'm attacked. This is just the best analogy I can give. There's someone in my life that goes above and beyond for everyone in their life. Above and beyond. Moves to different states, helps sick family members, you know. Everything that they do is surrounded around helping family or a friend to the point where they have depleted themselves and they don't know who they are anymore. Now, from an outward standpoint of someone just looking in who isn't spiritually aligned with things, may look at that and go, wow, you're very selfless. But us awakened ones look at that and go, I got a card for this. I got a card for this. Right here. 8 of Swords. Us awakened ones look at those and go, those humans see this behavior and go, what aren't you working on within yourself that you have to project and help everyone else? Now, when you look at this card, it looks pretty rough, right? There's like 8 swords standing around like a wall. She's bound by her hands and her eyes are bound, right? But look at her feet. Your girl could just walk away from all this bullshit, right? She could just walk away. Bye! But she's staying. She's choosing to deal with all these swords. Choosing to take on all these swords. So from an awakened standpoint of seeing someone who goes above and beyond to help everyone to the point of depleting themselves, knowing that I am no good to any, including myself, if I've allowed myself to get completely depleted to the point where I can't even function without screaming at everyone or, you know, just being pissed off at the drop of the hat, which, side note, has been me the last 4 days. So I'm gonna meditate like crazy tonight. Whoa, do some yoga. But when I see that person doing that, I don't think, oh wow, how selfless. I think, oh wow, when are you going to love yourself enough to be that for yourself? How can anyone expect to be a giver, provider, a lover to anyone if they cannot give that fully 1010% to themselves? I mean, you can't realistically, truly, authentically believe that it's gonna stick. And this is why I'm dealing with the issue. It's not really an issue, just the growth of my changes and how those in my life are perceiving them. And it is our role as those who are awakened to remind the people who are no longer playing these roles in our lives that they haven't lost us, that they still have a place in our lives. Just because they don't need to be the help, fuck it. If you need to literally make them feel as if they were, sorry for this term, but sometimes my Vegas girlfriends only respond to certain terminology. This would be one of them. The help. Someone that goes and drives you back and forth. A driver, right? When you have people that don't honor themselves and they allow people to do things for them, and in turn, they're enabling their own weaknesses, they are going to view themselves from a place of lack, from a place of unworthiness, and that is because they're lacking within. Damn, I'm getting deep. So basically, our growth, our ability to assume every role in our lives can have the effect of making others who perceive you doing better than them, as being better than them. Now, whether you see that effect as negative or not is based on your perception, but the majority of people who place another on a pedestal, they're doing it because they view that person as someone who has something that they do not have themselves, which is a lack mindset. So a lot of people will look within, come into an awareness of said lack mindset, go, holy shit, why was I self-sabotaging every day? What a jackass. We all do it. Every single one of us came into the moment we were like, my bad, really? Damn, it really is that easy. And when we come into that, our perspectives change. So I'm seeing the wall of the perspective before it changes, and then my perspective and the people in between and how they're perceiving my growth. And it's been a bitch. Like, you really just want to grab them, their squishy little faces, and just, I'm telling you, just stop looking at all of these ugly things you don't like. But you can't. You cannot force somebody's growth. You can't do it. So that's my short video. I don't even know how long this is. 15 minutes. God. Anyways, so I want you guys to stay strong and realize that if someone is not responding in a way you figured they would when you finally made it, realize that they're probably putting themselves in the view of your success and viewing your success from their eyes with the question of, where do I have a place in their life? So when you can view the behavior as kind of someone just worried that there's not enough room for them anymore, instead of viewing it as people being jealous or hateful, things are going to be a lot easier. And just, if I could say anything, just leaving space for people, for them to come into an acceptance of not just where you are and where your growth has been, but also for when they make the transition, because that's happening. I had people that I let them know I left space for them. They weren't in my life for a couple months, and this awakening, the upliftment of everyone, they're back around and they're like, I get it now and I understand what you were talking about and you weren't crazy. And so if any of you guys are dealing with that, just realize that as long as you leave space for everyone to join the ride, they're gonna join us. Right? They might even bring some Kool-Aid and some freaking Sour Patch Kids, you know? Oh, some Sour Patch Kids. So yeah, that's my exciting video, and it's 4 in the morning, and I should go to bed. I love you guys, and life is beautiful. Life is really, really beautiful, especially when you let it be beautiful. Let life be beautiful. Trust when I say that. Namaslay, bitches.